Oh, the wind is blowin'. Through the graves, the wind is blowin'. Freedom soon will come. Then we'll come from the shadows. Hello, Johnny.
Hello.
Welcome, one and all. Welcome to the Bad Game Hall of Fame. Welcome to episode 2 of Medal of Honor Underground for the Game Boy Advance. More of this, huh? Y'all are back for more of this? If we didn't get motion sick from the first one, yeah, then why not finish this fight, finish the saga? When we last left off, we were midway through the game. It's hard to tell. One level kind of bleeds into the next in this version, this conversion of the PlayStation 1 Medal of Honor game to the Game Boy Advance by way of our friends at Rebellion Developments. Brutal. It's brutal. This isn't even my first time with this game. I've beaten this before. Back when we were doing the writing thing back in the day, badgamehalloffame.com/medal-of-honor-underground-GBA. And I really thought I would never have to return to this. But the show beckons. The stream makes you do terrible things. Looking forward to this one on your end?
Oh, hell yeah.
Why?
Yeah, no, it's... I don't know, I'm just messed up, I guess.
Glutton for punishment, which I guess I am too.
It's just fascinating to see in motion. That part never gets old to me.
It's novel. It's nauseating. It's Medal of Honor Underground for the Game Boy Advance. There's not very much like it out there.
Oh yeah, back of the box quote. It's novel. ...
They should let me write back of box quotes for anything, for everything. I'll sell folk on this dog shit. An experience like no other. Your eyes won't believe what they're seeing on the Game Boy Advance. Never before seen, never to be seen again. You went and did a little bit of special reporting too, that we're gonna before we get to the gameplay, show off.
Yeah. So, because I'm very privileged, I own 2 copies of Medal of Honor Underground for the Game Boy Advance. I own the North American NTSC original release and the PAL version whenever that mysteriously released. And
still unknown.
I've got a little, got a little video just going on about it, showing people what's up, what's the differences, what's what.
Well, how's about we cut to that video now? How's about we cut to the main stage, get that video a-rollin', and showcase some version differences, why don't we? Folk will bear with me. Okay. Very good. Reporting live from the scene, Little Baggy J.
Hey! Hello! I'm Little Baggy J, and I thought I'd just give you a quick look at the differences between Medal of Honor Underground, right, on Game Boy Advance, between the North American release and the British release. Hey, dickhead, let's go. Woo! Nah, just to confirm, the game looks like a blooming nightmare on the original hardware. All the perspective warping nonsense that you've come to love. But how did the British version spare, you ask? Fucking hell, I can't believe my papers, they actually fixed it. The texture warping stuff, the doubling mess, it's all fixed. The perspective's nice and lovely. I look like a right numpty playing this game. They even fixed up that naff looking blue soldier sprite. No longer does the illusion look like there's a bunch of holes in it. Now it's a solid sprite that looks slightly better close up. Hey, that's nice. What daffy bastards made this one, eh? Whoa! You might also cop onto the fact that the performance is a lot better too. All the flat surfaces no longer have textures on them. You see, the ground is smooth, and that helps the performance quite a lot. Hey! I can't believe it. They actually fixed it. Whoa! I'm gonna keep that in. despite all the fixes, they didn't fix that machine gun sprite, did they? Hey. And I have to say, despite all the improvements and fixes, the game is still muddy as bollocks, still terrible to play. If anything, feels harder to play. I was getting shot way more at the higher frame rate. So, was it worth it? I don't flipping know. Hey!
Thank you for that report, Johnny.
Yeah, no problem.
You know, we could have just loaded up the European ROM, and we would have seen all the changes that way. We could have just loaded that up and
True.
But no,
yeah,
it's
but, you know.
good to see it on real hardware, just to confirm, just for the folk out there who's like, well, emulation will never get close to the way that, like, no, the game still runs like shit, looks like shit on real hardware, and there's your proof. You have both copies to prove it. So,
yeah.
Man. I'm dreading this. I really am, legitimately. This was not kind to my eyes last time. And I doubt anything's going to change between now and then and now, one might even say. You know, as a matter of fact, Johnny, can you start this one off? Can you?
Sure. Let me get my controller. Oh, right. I got to plug it in. Hold on a sec.
Yep, and while you're getting that plugged in, I will take this to the save state where we last left off on Dark Valhalla. Deliver us. Have you ever forgotten me? If the Germans haven't been alerted to your presence, they won't be expecting you when you reach the castle. I suggest trying to find another way in besides the main entrance. There are SS troopers you'll be facing, so you'll want to catch them unaware if at all possible. In Himmler's office, a large safe protects the records of the castle's activities. Your first priority is to find some demolitions, blow the safe open, and acquire any incriminating documents for the Allies. As a side note, we've been informed that the legendary Knife of Abraham has been stolen and is being kept within the walls of Wellsburg. As a personal favor, please do your best to liberate the blade from them. We'll be sure it's returned to its rightful owner, Abraham, that is. Bring it back to the Abraham estate. Yeah, they couldn't do Spear of Destiny. I think Wolfenstein already kind of locked that one down, so we'll have to go for some other relic, some other artifacts of biblical import. Himmler seems to have become lost in his mystic worships and occult beliefs. He's begun seeing himself as a sort of new King Arthur, and his 12 highest-ranking SS officers are his knights of the Round Table. We've heard references to some place codenamed Valhalla, but we don't quite know what to make of it. We're not sure what you'll find in that castle, so be prepared for just about anything. Ah, there we go.
Yep.
You readjust to your new reality. I think this is a mission in the original game. Or I know the set of missions, you start fighting knights in suits of armor, and I don't fully remember if they try to do that in this. I'm going to assume no. I would advise not using the pistol. I would advise using the other weapon.
Yeah.
Because remember, with the frame pacing of this, it drops basically every input when you try to semi-automatic fire the pistol. You have much more luck with Sten.
This in particular is a real bad start. I think this is legitimately the slowest frame rate we've seen so far.
It's up there. Or down there, I suppose, as the case may be. But look, they have a window up there. Isn't that something? Aren't you impressed by the textures here? Isn't this worth the 10 extra frames a second to have gone with this instead of this flats, instead of solids for the floor and ceiling?
Yeah, I don't know about that. Yeah, it is weird when, like, you know, playing them back to back and really you're seeing that performance difference. In
the visuals too, they redrew all the soldier sprites. It's something that you pointed out, but yeah, they gave them actual faces.
I don't know if they mess with the like the grey ones, for example. I'll say though, in some levels, it's these models in particular. Some of them are really hard to see.
That's the name of the game, isn't it? Yeah, so I mean, I think that definitely lends credence to the idea that there is probably a larger amount of time between the NTSC and PAL releases than is indicated by most games databases. That would have had to have taken some extra, like, weeks, potentially months. It's certainly two very different versions of the game. I mean, the gameplay is identical.
Yeah.
As far as I'm aware, unless we... Do we have to?
No.
Do we have to play the entire European version at some point just to compare and contrast?
As far as I know, the gameplay is the same. It's mostly just, you know, whatever fix they did that fixed the perspective issue on textures, you know, changing the roof, the ceilings and floors to flat textures, and that one enemy redraw. Like maybe a couple of and you know, that errant, like, strip of pixels you sometimes get, and...
Yeah.
It is one thing I forgot to mention, but, like, enemies appearing through walls, it was fixed as well.
No, it wasn't. I played a little bit of it, and I was still running into that issue. You have to be, like...
Oh.
It has to deal with verticality, so there's, like, very specific situations.
It was fixed in the bit I did, yeah.
Well, that's because the first level is relatively flat.
Yeah, but there's a fixed place you can get it to happen, which is there's like staircases that lead to the first door that your brother opens, and there's like stairs that lead up, and you can see the enemies that are on the other side of the door he opens up for you. And at least in that first level, they were not rendering like through the wall when I was like on the lower level.
Okay, I hate the backseat game, but I'm gonna give you some advice. Don't turn as you like go into corners. Strafe into corners so you're facing the enemies, so that way you can get like first fire on them.
Yeah.
So always just strafe into every fair. Because they can drain your health in this game. You can see there's an enemy on the other side over there, so you can at least tell that one's coming. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I think you want to go.
Barons.
Yep. I love this multicolored wall. I love the colors they invent for these walls.
Yeah, that kind of stuff though, definitely not fixed.
Behind.
God, I did not see that one.
I mean, you saw them through the wall. I pointed them out to you through the wall.
Yeah. I saw them through the wall. Once that was gone. Whoa. What's
that's they forgot to put a texture there. They forgot to put something on that surface. Just right in the critical path. Just right in the path that you take in this mission. The necessary path.
I almost got it perfect. I was just trying to get just complete black and then just the gun. Alright.
Klitschko's saying this reminds you of Wolfenstein 3D. Oh my...
Whoa!
Jesus wept! Oh, I'd like to see Wolfenstein 3D do this. The game's falling apart in this level. I mean, it wasn't there to begin with. It wasn't really stable. It wasn't on the best footing to begin with, but this is fucked.
Yeah. Been in whole new problems. But yeah, like a lot of the weird colors from the way they've compressed the textures, like that definitely was not fixed. It seems like the only one they really properly addressed was that blue uniform one.
I would check behind you first. I would check the
All right.
interior there. Or wait, hold on. That is a big castle. Maybe check the exterior first. Maybe you're correct to go this way.
I'm worried I've gone in a circle.
You haven't gone in a circle, but these levels are a little labyrinthian without the benefit of like a map.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, let it be said that Wolfenstein 3D, you know, may have been more primitive in terms of what it could render. You know, no verticality, no steps, everything flat, all stages mazes. But on the other hand, it ran at a frame rate and had like rooms that you could tell apart from one another if you really put your mind to it. It also had a map, so I guess it ultimately didn't really fucking matter whether it had the... But you get what I mean.
Yeah. Again, that Game Boy Advance version's not...
It's not
very good either. But it's better than this.
I mean, this does feel like the beginning of the level. Maybe we did go around in a circle.
Yeah. If we have, there's at least some health pickups I can get guy left behind.
Oh, yeah, you know what? You went left here, right? And then that brought you around in a full loop to... Okay. A crate? A door? A gate?
Yeah, I have to get closer to figure out. Oh, there's no A prompt.
Now, let's make sure not to go in a circle again. Okay, no. Fresh enemies. Good. That stack of pixels was shooting at you.
Aha.
Main Dog asks, why are you tormenting yourself playing this again? Because at the Bad Game Hall of Fame, we fucking finish what we start. That's why. See, Joda real knows.
These are shockingly hard to pick up.
Yeah, it's because they put them on a fucking table.
Maybe not that shocking. Okay, well, I got one of them.
That'll have to do. I think you have full health. I think you're not picking that up because you have full health.
Not quite.
No, you don't. You're right.
I've gotten a bit used to the indicator from playing more of this today. Okay, there's 2 enemies in this room.
You can tell?
You can tell that. Again, I'm starting to like learn this game. Oh, there's 3 actually. Well, also, I don't know what's going on with like when enemies die sometimes. Like sometimes you can be shooting at them locked on, get through almost an entire magazine, and then they'll go down. And other times you'll do like 1 or 2 shots and then that's it.
Now I'm going to lower the volume a little bit more on this game, because it's so dire. You know, this is something we've been talking about. We've been talking about Stens recently a lot. They keep coming up on the show. And remember what we watched the other day? Because that's something that's like lived rent-free in my brain for a while. Is in the Phantom Pain, the Metal Gear Solid 5.
Oh, yep.
Where there's that scene in the hospital, the beginning, the opening of the game, the thing that they made the trailers around, where they were pretending it wasn't just a Metal Gear game, and it actually looked like a cool game that I wanted to play. And then it turned out to be Metal Gear, and I'm like, well, I guess I'll play this anyway, because it's Metal Gear, but I kind of would have preferred if it was just like some hospital horror thing. Anyway, the baddies in that, I guess they're XOF, right? Who storm the hospital, and they're carrying Stens, but they do this fucking goofy grip where they use the magazine as if it were like, you know, the handle, and so they flip the Sten like 90 degrees at a 90-degree angle, so they're holding it like, you know, sideways style with like their dominant hand on the trigger, and then that's just like ejection city. That's just, they would be ejecting their magazines every couple of seconds. But, you know, Kojima must have seen it somewhere. Kojima must have saw, like, some picture or some movie where some actor did that, and it's like, well, I gotta put it in my game. And, you know, God bless him for it, because I remember it 10 years later, so it's still, like, in my brain after all this time, so.
Now, there we go. Yeah, also coming back to this, I realized like it's not just a performance boost having the floors be flat textures. It actually does help with spotting enemies as well.
Yeah, it immensely helps with readability.
Why can't I strafe here?
Bad geometry.
That keeps happening.
Narrow hallways.
I keep thinking like, oh, is that not bound? But then I have to remind myself, but I was using that button a second ago. Uh-oh.
You're doing a little equilibrium thing there, just spinning around in circles and shooting, and every bullet finds its mark.
Sorry, that was not intentional. I had a hiccup on my end.
You're fucked. There's another enemy on the right. You have no health.
This is to you.
Well, I guess I'll take over. I'll give it a go. Brutal. Thank you, Frank Gothic. Can you read Frank's resub message?
Yep. They said Prime Gaming. They said even my internet failed to give me a chance to escape, but no. In the Bad Game Hall of Fame, we go along to finish what started.
Goddamn right.
Amblegan also redeemed to say something nice.
It's nice to know they continued to work on this. They figured out eventually that Rebellion fucking eventually figured out that you can make solid colors for the floor and stuff. I mean, we don't get the benefit from that at all. Playing this version, continuing to play this version, the worst version of the game. But it's good to know that the Europeans got like a slightly improved version of this.
Yeah. I'd say one thing they changed in that PAL version that I get why they did it, but is maybe a negative, is that the screen, you saw it in the clip a bit, that the screen flashes red when you're shot. But the problem is a lot of the enemies have, automatic weapons. So there is a lot of just flashing bright red at you. Yeah. There was that. Also, I noticed in, I think it's the second level, because that's where more of these grey enemies show up. There are times where, they always seem to have automatic weapons, right?
Yeah.
But sometimes you'll kill them and they'll drop pistols.
Yeah.
And no machine gun ammo.
No, they have a tendency to do that just to fuck with you. Keep you on your
very
toes.
Strange. Yeah.
Is there anything down this way? I know this is the primary entrance. I know this is... Okay, no, I think that's... If my eyes are not deceiving me, which they well might. It's this fucking game.
Right, okay. Well, there's definitely health you can find down this route.
Do I want to go up? I guess we gotta. I think I thoroughly explored the other wing. Oh, right, no, this is just a dead end, isn't it? With a little bit of health at the top. Okay.
I think they might have cleaned up the render on this machine gun, like the blue dots. That was just way harder to, tell on an actual screen.
Maybe if we finish this relatively early, we'll load up the European ROM.
Yeah.
And just do, a quick compare and contrast. Yeah.
Yeah, I will say I used a Game Boy Micro, as you saw a little baggage A holding there, because it's on, even though it's a smaller screen, it's the best quality, Game Boy Advance screen I have access to. So I do have an SP, but it's not as good. It's got, front, it's not backlit, it's front lit, and it's got, a kind of weird pseudo, CRT, scan, not scan line, but, the kind of, CRT lines you see. It's a bit weird. Yeah, that Micro's got a nice screen.
Yeah, I mostly wound up with, when I got the SP, that was a game changer. That's the one I stuck with.
Yep.
And I do sometimes miss the Game Boy Advance. I know it didn't win our recent Fight Night, where it was vying to be the greatest fighting game console of all time. I know you kind of let it down a bit, but spiritually, it's still a contender. It's at least second place to the Sega Saturn.
Yes, that's true. I don't know. I mean, I came away with that, and I feel like even the games on there that I previously liked, I felt worse about afterwards. So
that's the magic of Fight Night.
Yeah. I'm interested in those King of Fighters though, because they have exclusive characters that are only in those Game Boy Advance games. Which is still so strange to me. But yeah, and I think the slowdown does also just affect the amount of damage you take over time.
I was finding in the little bit I played of the European ROM, I think there's some changes to enemy detection behavior. I think they detect you later, but they might do more damage because of the way the frames play out ultimately.
Yeah.
It's curious. There may be I think there was also it felt like there was some different geometry just in that first level. It felt like there were some different objects, some different looking, not anything massive or sweeping that would ultimately change the way the game is perceived in terms of level design, which is to say that it's very poor in these versions. Sad to say.
Yeah.
But there must have been some reason. There must have been something they realized There's a whole downstairs area that I know we're gonna have to go back to. That's the shitty part about this, is, you know, about these open-ended levels, is that I just know I'm gonna have to backtrack. In fact, should I backtrack now, or do we think this is gonna resolve in a dead end? Do you think there's an objective here? What are our objectives?
We should check that.
Open safe, find Valhalla. I think I need to go back. I need to go back and go downstairs.
Those are good life objectives. Open a safe, go to Valhalla,
find the Knife of Abraham. You know, just like that's my shopping list, basically. That's my to-do for the day.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, these frames. Yeah, I think it was somewhere around... There was like a fork in the road. And I took the one more traveled.
Oh yeah, people ask about as in like the Viking heaven. Yeah, it was briefly touched on there in the briefing, and we mentioned some of the occult stuff and the like destined people. But yeah, there was one high up Nazi officer who thought
Himmler in this case. Yeah.
Thought that you know, the Aryan race of like their lineage traces back to like the Vikings of old and all that stuff. It wasn't true.
It's why they call it the Third Reich, you know, the third in the sequence of... Yeah, no, believe it or not, the Nazis, in addition to being scumbags, also just, like, you know, fucking morons, who like, would just make up bullshit. Not the greatest historians. This is a safe?
That's a safe, I guess. Oh, well, there you go.
Well, it's a good thing I came back. I think it's misaligned, is what this is.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. I was going to say, yeah, I bet that's supposed to be way smaller.
Instead, it's the size of an entire wall. Like Al Capone's vault. Did that ever make its way across the pond? Are you familiar with Geraldo Rivera and his expose on Al Capone's vault?
Not the vault specifically.
It was a famous live television event where reporter Geraldo Rivera, before he was on Fox, I believe, or when he was just more of like a anchor, there was a tip-off that a old vault of Al Capone's had been discovered, and they were going to open it live on the air. They were going to, you know, presumably find, like, this is where the bodies might be buried. This is, you know, there might be millions of dollars in here. And so they build an entire a live TV special around it. They open it up with dynamite. They get inside, absolutely nothing inside of it.
That is interesting. No, I think...
He didn't die.
I think I've seen that guy. Because for some reason he guested on
fuck that,
on Baywatch a few times. that's where I know him from.
Yeah, I should have been more careful going into this room in the first place. And man, I really did not feel like replaying this level, so forgive me. I see so many enemies over this way, but I think there was a ways to go before we get there. Can you read Slime's comment for me, if you don't mind?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, saying Gerardo is on Fox News now, and I remember looking over to see what my parents were watching to see him get a bucket of water dumped on him by a bunch of leftists when he was trying to stick a mic in people's faces. Hey! Well, hopefully there wasn't, you know, cement hidden in that water, as leftists like to do, hide cement and everything. That's what I hear.
Did they show up on the down with cis bus? It's... Well, look
at this. This is why we keep playing.
This is what keeps us in the game. A vicious cycle. So, Valhalla is really a room for communing with dead German kings, as well as a future home to the ashes of Hitler and other Nazi high officials. How did we find that out? Was that communicated at all? Was that... I'm sure it wasn't the PlayStation version, but breaking news. Well, Himmler's even further gone than we originally suspected. You've escaped the castle, did we? However, there is no cable car available for your descent, so you'll have to head downhill on foot. You will soon run into a road that leads into the town of Buren. There is a German barracks just across a bridge off the main road. Use some of the explosives you found in the castle to destroy the bridge and slow down the enemies. Sirens have been triggered and Germans are scouring the hillside looking for you, so I guess stealth's not an option. Locate the control shack for the sirens and turn them off. Permanently. They're saying it like we're going to assassinate them. They're sirens. They're object. Yeah, why don't you teach them a lesson in respect, those switches. Now, a light switch there is going to put a pair of cement shoes on him. Shut him up the old-fashioned way. Once you've reached Buren, you will need to meet up with one of our underground operatives, head to the house marked with the weather vane. They're not going to have that in this. And go inside. He will hide you for a few days until we can bring you back to base. Guess we've been hiding out here for the past,
Yep. Oh.
Check my corners. Do you think this is supposed to be the castle that we're escaping from?
Yeah.
Like, you know what this is making me want to do is go back and replay the PS1 game, just like...
Yeah.
To compare and contrast again, to have that point of reference again.
Yeah, some real weird abstract objects they're trying to render in this. Oh, I'm really curious about the supposed downhill climb you're on right now.
It's all been downhill since the beginning of this game. Oh, pipe bomb. Potato masher.
Oh, yeah, it must be full. Because, yeah, this game can do staircases, but obviously not slopes, so... Maybe
I mean, if you just put enough stairs, you make them 1 pixel wide, and just put them next to each other, is that not a slope? Is that not a 90-degree angle? Does that not count? I hope I'm not backtracking.
No. See, look, the enemies. It's a giant box.
I don't think there's anything to do with that box. Let me double check. Destroy bridge, destroy siren, get to safe house. And I don't see the objective indicator in there, so this must not be the shack that they are referring to. You know, I've beaten this. I have beaten this, but I don't remember a goddamn thing. I just, you know, as far as like the per mission objectives and level layouts and all that stuff, that's just in one eye, out the other at a certain point. Especially since it's been like, what, like 8 years since I wrote that article?
Right, there's a crouch in this. Always forget about that. Don't know how useful it actually is at doing anything.
Not at all. Why would it be? We're infinitely tall. Actors are infinitely tall in this, so... Okay, that's something.
So many weird... Oh, well, here we go.
Yep, this is where we plant the explosives. No more backtracking after this. Oh, look at that level deformation. They actually changed something up in the level. I mean, they do that with the trucks, too, when they sink them into the ground.
Sure.
It's played at the idea of having...
simple enough. Yeah. But yeah, the fact they even way to delete a whole bridge. And it's just the weird dichotomy of this game. It is somehow impressive and abysmal at the same time.
It's high effort in service of nothing.
Yeah.
It was a labor of love from the most loveless developers of all time. For men who only had hate in their hearts to...
No, someone loved this enough to change it for that European release.
I think that did it.
They're never gonna rebuild that.
And that's a dead end, which means that the fork in the road. Okay, got it.
Yeah, because they do put a marker where the level exits are at least.
When we're up against these walls where it doesn't change on the right-hand side because of the way that the texture, the perspective looks, where it looks like we're just like running in place, basically.
Yeah.
It's always the worst.
Yeah, that's why you get that weird feeling of like zipping forward sometimes when the sidewalls change. When
it actually works the way it's supposed to in like a real video game, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're getting hit from behind at one point. You're at least out their range. But I think there's someone around here. That or the hit indicator was just completely off. Yeah, I guess it was just...
Yeah, I think the hit indicator was completely off. I think it was just the guy in front of me that was... Ooh. Once more into the trenches.
Yep. And yeah, I mentioned it in the first part, just... I guess it was a forced say something nice, maybe, I don't remember, but... It is weird that there does seem to be... Like, not with the sprites, because they get to a certain point where they're too small to render, but... Like, there's no culling on the render distance outside of, like, intentional stuff where they've made it one-sided. Like, in a lot of cases, you can see geometry, like, very far off that you probably shouldn't be able to see.
From one end of the level to another.
Like, yeah, like when you were across that second bridge, like, before you went down the stairs, you could see, like, old parts of the level you come from. It's like, yeah, you don't need to render that. Yeah, I didn't get like super far. I didn't like check out every level for that video, so I don't know if there's again if there are little tweaks like that. If someone said, yeah, maybe some level distance. Oh,
I thought of a few more things we can improve. First of all, let's redo the entire game. Second of all, let's unrelease it. Those aren't options? Well, okay. Then I have some...
I'll say in the first level, at least, they definitely didn't change the level draw distance there.
Okay. I think this is where we skipped over all of Mission 5. I could be wrong about that.
Yeah.
Because I know there's a point in this campaign, I think I mentioned this in the article, where it jumps from Mission 4 or... from Mission 4 to Mission 6, or like Mission 5 to Mission whatever, where they just have to cut out an entire chapter of the story and the missions associated with it. So I think it was maybe this?
Yes, Mission 5 is like the whole of Mission 5.
So we're skipping ahead a bit here to a Mittelwerk Saboteur. Welcome back, Manon. Now that the Allies have established themselves in Normandy, things around here are going to get even more hectic. The OSS is recruiting a new agent for a very specialized mission, and I think we've got our man, a lieutenant named Jimmy Patterson. That's the protagonist of the first game! Lo and behold, he just got himself nominated for the Medal of Honor. That's the name of the series! I'm gonna see him tomorrow. If he decides to accept our offer, I want to make you his boss. My gut tells me the two of you will make a good team. Not all the details of his mission have been worked out yet, but I do know it's got something to do with the Nazis' vengeance weapons program, which brings us to the subject of your next assignment, the V1 Buzz Bomb. One of these V1s powered by its pulse jet, and look at that. See those pixels? They were doing this, you know. People thought it started with YouTube, but no, the arrow pointing at innocuous pixels as early as World War II. One of these V1s powered by its pulse jet engines can travel from its launch site in the French countryside to the heart of London in about 15 minutes. Some Spitfires on patrol have been able to knock down a few in midair. The artillery occasionally gets one with a lucky shot, but for the most part, they get through to the city without any trouble. A few of these things have hit near my office at Whitehall. Jesus Christ, yeah. White text, white background. And I can tell you firsthand that is not a pleasant experience. We've got to put a stop to this. Your mission is to disrupt their V1 manufacturing line. You leave tonight at 1900 hours. Be careful, Manon, or I'll have to find someone else to watch over this powder keg. Welcome back to France, Manon, for the plans of destruction. The Nazis have nestled a secret factory in the hills near Lille to build their insidious V1 buzz bombs. Lucky for us, a Nazi double agent has acquired detailed schematics of the factory and is willing to risk his life to help get them to us. He has left a backpack of explosive charges for you along the mountain path. Find the explosives, then find the agent. He'll be waiting just up the trail from a signal fire. Once you have the plans, follow him to a small town where you will find a cable car that departs from the village with a destination up near the factory. Are we going to see him in the game? We certainly didn't see those knights last mission that I was alluding to, so...
Yeah.
You'll need to power up the generators near the station to get the cable car running. It's hard to believe the Nazis have turned this once beautiful resort town into a heavily fortified war machine. Use extreme caution, Manon. There are snipers and well-trained mountain troopers everywhere.
Sure there are. Oh, now that's a beautiful texture.
Sorry, just taking it in. All the beauty of this resort village.
That's what I mean by, like, how quick you'll kill enemies sometimes. I know this weapon, like, I think it fires in, like, bursts if you just tap the button.
Was that guy in midair?
Yeah, sometimes
Hold on.
a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, I think... I want to investigate this. I think what happens is he's standing on top of that. For some reason, they put his... Oh!
What the fuck?
I think it's just, again, wrong surface applied to this.
Yeah, that might be, like, Wisp peeking in behind stuff there.
Could be. And that might be why his, like, coordinates were fucked somehow, too. So, believe it or not a perfect product. I know that might come as a shock to some people at this point in the playthrough, more than halfway through, but...
Oh, yeah, I'm proud to own this one, but I definitely have never played either of my copies all the way through.
Until now, you're gonna finish.
Oh. Some good spins. Okay, yeah, I guess what they just mean by snipers is we did some elevation.
I think this would be a mission where you would have a sniper rifle in the PS1 game, so you can counter snipe. So you can play a little bit of Ludmila Pavlichenko.
There are some games on Game Boy Advance that do sniping.
X vs. Sever.
X vs. Sever. I think Ice 9 might do it as well.
Yes, it does. This is a reminder, in case this is your first episode of this, there are other first-person shooters on the Game Boy Advance that look and play a roughly billion times better than this, and came out before this, even. So, they're not doing anything impressive here. I mean, I guess it's impressive in the sense that they crammed so many textures onto all these surfaces that it runs at any kind of frame rate. But, I mean, look at the final product. Look at the end result. Think about actually playing this thing. And then be grateful that we're the ones doing it, not you. I guess I have no pistol ammo. I have a camera.
Oh, you still have the camera. Nice. Yeah.
Wait, what? When did we get the shotgun?
Oh, yeah, this gun.
We have the shotgun now. Look at that fucking hand. Look at the way I have to twist my hand 180 degrees because the way we're charging this. Look at the fact that it doesn't auto-aim.
Also, why do they put so many animation frames on that shooting animation?
So they can convey the time between shots when you have to pump it.
It's so much smoother than the other two guns.
It's so much slower, too, which makes it, again, completely broken, completely unusable. Which is why we had, Yeah, I guess this started... I never noticed that this mission is where they give you the shotgun. I thought it only showed up in one mission, but I guess this means it shows up in 2 missions, technically.
Oh, yeah, there is, though. Oh, yeah, so the cursor doesn't move, but it definitely seems to have a wide shot.
Let's test that. Yeah, it does have a bit of spread, but not enough to justify its existence.
Yeah, this legit just seems terrible in this game's weapon patterns.
Nope.
They're
back here.
Into the void.
I noticed I got, like, flung up a little bit here.
Professor Gascan in chat says, you've heard of rounds per minute. The shotgun is minutes per round.
Yeah, so this thing is bad. It exists, though, so... There, we have a weapon that is not just the Sten.
Yeah.
They don't give you any pistol ammo in this, you may have noticed, so you can't use the pistol. Which is curious.
Interesting, it's still technically in your inventory, though.
Yeah, you still have to cycle through it.
Yeah.
This game's a goddamn mystery. You know, hilariously, the shotgun not showing up in multiplayer either. Just they had it, and even Rebellion must have just known, like, wow, this thing sucks. Let's not tell people they have it. Let's not put it in the multiplayer. Let's just hide its existence.
Yeah. We didn't comment on it, but there weren't weapon pickups on those maps in multiplayer.
No, it's just the weapons you start with. It's the Sten and the pistol.
I think just too much wasn't going on, and just the bewilderment. Like, we didn't even notice that fact because so many other basic stuff was just wrong.
I did look up footage of the PS1 multiplayer, and it's very, like, duel-based. It's very much like one-on-one fights. You pick your character from the roster of characters, and then when you start the match, it's like Manon versus Jocks as you get into the fight. And it's, like, sort of smaller arenas where you're, like, you know, hiding, peeking out from cover. Seemed kind of novel. Almost seemed interesting on the PS1. Not so much in this Game Boy Advance version, where the rules are fuzzy, if they even exist at all. Where it fails to track score for both players correctly. Where there is nothing to do except wander around the way too big maps at way too low a frame rates and hope you run into your enemy.
Amborgan just have a question asking, I'm going to rephrase it slightly because I don't know if we've got it planned for the year, but is there, I guess, a more general question of, like, what other like notoriously bad World War II shooters are there? Also, welcome to stream, the Raiders, thanks to Merzbun.
Sorry for your eyes. Thank you, Merzbun. Make sure to shout them out. Merzbun's good people from the Discord, discord.gg/bghOF. What were you playing? So on, so forth. Hopefully it looked better than this, whatever it may have been. World War II games. Yeah, there's several of them. I don't have any immediate plans to do any of them. I might do, like, a Turning Point Fall of Liberty at some point to wrap up, like, what is that? Spark Unlimited, right? Or is that Replay Studios? One of those studios. So that's one on the short list.
There we go.
Velvet Assassin. Speaking of games starring female protagonists, yeah. God, this level we're going to get lost in. But I found someone.
Hey, there we go.
Did you notice that? Hold on. Okay, so that's a shotgun shell sprite.
Yeah.
So that's a pickup, but I swear enemies are dropping different gun sprites. I swear I saw what looked like an MP40 or a grease gun. From, like, the 5 pixels.
Here. It's weird, there's, like, the really all black looking machine gun, and then sometimes it looks like they drop, like, there's different sprites for ammos and guns. It's, yeah, maybe.
Man, I might need to switch to the
that
camera.
One guy did so much damage?
Because he had a straight line. Luckily I can just do this for a little bit. Gather my bearings. Find some health, maybe. Though I'm very worried I've gone in, like, the wrong direction, or otherwise, like, I missed something before because of how large this level in particular seems to be. Oh, thank God. Well, let me pick them up, though. No, they're out of reach. No, we can't pick them up. Assholes.
This makes me... No, let me...
They tried toying with the elevation. They tried putting them on a pedestal, and all it means is that we can't actually access them because there's no fucking jump. No climb. No nothing. So we're just fucking at 1 HP. But you know, at least we got the camera. So no one's shooting at us right now. Even though it hurts them to be photographed. Come on, do the thing where you show me the pain sprite. I only have so many fucking photos yet left. Come on, come on. Smile for the camera. Camera loves you, baby. There we go. I'll save this last one in case I need to take a picture of a cute cat or something. I think this whole area, this whole roundabout, was just a leftover from the original level that ultimately amounts to nothing in this one. Because you can't pick up that health, and there's nothing to do there. I'm concerned for the prospects of this life. How about up here? Anything here? Or is this not the beginning of the level? Was this not the first one of these? It all blends together.
I have a quick question. You can't change the control scheme in this game,
No,
correct?
no, you cannot.
So, the manual reckons that select cycles through your weapons.
Yeah, no, that's reload.
Yeah, that's reload.
Just wrong. Yeah, we somehow circled back to the beginning of the level. God damn it. Ugh. Brutal. This game's not good.
Yeah. But do you know what's weird? When they have the diagram of the Game Boy Advance with all the controls, it's right there. It's just later on there's a text bit where they say it wrong.
Select would have been better for weapon cycle rather than using B for it and then select to reload.
Apparently, if you use up all your ammo, you can fight with your fists. We'll have to test that. Also, the manual reckons there is also a high standard silence pistol. Or that's a... that's a... Sorry, it's written weird. That's a description of the Colt. They've written in a weird way where it looks like it's two different pistols.
They're claiming it's a Colt, though?
Yeah, Colt 1911A1, high standard silence pistol.
1911 A1.
Yeah. Submachine guns, Sten, SMG. Yeah, they're just written in a weird way. I just wanted to double check.
Oh.
Special feature in Medal of Honor Underground, buddy mode.
Huh?
Buddies help you in certain missions. Some are important to keep alive until they perform a specific task. They'll help you complete your mission.
There's only jocks in the one mission at the beginning of the game.
Pay attention to your surroundings and move cautiously so you don't miss clues as to who is important to your eventual mission success.
Yeah. They're just lying. They're lying to us, Johnny.
That is, yeah. Oh, and then they've got like fact stuff. And yeah, I got the credits here. Not a lot of people worked on this. Okay, so I just had to be doubly sure that there was no like secret jump input mentioned in the manual for getting those health kits, and yeah, I couldn't find it. So
God damn it!
They even mentioned that I don't think it even mentioned you could press both strafe buttons to crouch. Actually,
I know we've been this way before, but I don't remember which angle we approached it from.
Yeah.
I think it must have been
trying to remember what the compass says.
I think it must have been going this way, and this is where I took out the camera. Jesus.
Honestly, this might actually be a contender for like worst video game shotgun I've seen.
Oh, it's up there.
Because yeah, it doesn't even one-hit kill sometimes.
Fuck that. I reject that reality. I wanted to give it one more shot, but the shot's been given. Let's try a potato masher.
Oh, I just noticed that sprite is also cut off just on the bottom this time. Couldn't even move it down one line.
I'm glad I got to see through the wall here. To see the bridge that we passed by there, and also to see the explosion take out the enemies from a distance. And now I'm walking into an invisible wall because they again forgot to put a. Yep. I keep getting
some of that.
Wait, hold on. I clicked through it. I think.
Oh.
Yeah, I walked through that wall. Yep.
Yeah, that's a fake wall.
Ay, yay, yay. It's a forest of mystery, a forest of illusions, one might say.
Also, yeah, compare like that shotgun shooting animation to the grenade, which is like 1 or 2 frames to throw it.
Okay,
that's so weird.
I know that way.
Yeah.
There's a trap. What are our objectives? Find plans, activate generator, activate tram.
Frank Gothic says in chat, I have to imagine playing this on the actual GBA close to your face will just play the headache nausea. It is definitely playing it somehow does make the perspective stuff harder to look at. I'm not sure what it is. It's just like the way you get like more of a tunnel vision feel. I'll say at least because I was playing on the micro because that's a smaller screen, and also I was doing weird stuff to film it. That distance helps.
But yeah, so like if you had disoriented.
This real up close, yeah.
I think I'm going up and over. Collect factory plans. Okay, we see an objective there.
Right, there's an objective around here then.
Thank God, right. Small miracles.
That weird, it looked like a red oil drum. That was the factory plans.
Guess I'll continue going this way again, even though I know where it leads us. It leads us to those health packs we can't pick up, and eventually back to the beginning of the level.
Yeah, it took me a few seconds to realize there that you were actually walking forward again.
1 step forward, 100 steps back.
Yeah.
The Medal of Honor Underground GBA story.
I'm keeping attention on the right side here because I'm trying to see if there's like a way to, like there will eventually be
like
a way
step
to get
we
up
could
on
take.
There.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's how you're supposed to get the health.
I think
if so,
they just
it's a long fucking
up.
journey. Cause, yeah.
I think Rebellion made a mistake. I was rewatching the Rogue Warrior playthrough, and there's a moment where someone in chat says, "Why all the Rebellion hates?" What's wrong with Rebellion? I think I wrote this path off last time. No, because there's ammo here, so... Is there anything like a FAQ, a walkthrough, any sort of guide for this? I know the answer's no, but humor me.
For Game Boy Advance, I have a password list.
Yeah, that's as good as you're going to do. We got to finish this level. We're going to bang our head against it until... I've done it once before.
Yeah, and I don't have maps for either version. So...
Oh, this looks new. Possibly. Potentially. Oh, no, we were here before, but that being said, there are some things we can pick up here.
Yeah.
I just need to see, is there enemy around this corner? If so, I'll continue going this way. Nope, I see, that's an ammo pickup. There's those 4 pixels there, which is actually more like 8 pixels because they're doubling up pixels at this point because we're like doing this at half resolution. That was an ammo pickup, so I think it's the other way. This is what passes for fucking landmarks in this. What passes for fucking signposting.
It's such a strange thing because if this had been earlier in the Game Boy Advance library, you would have had at least like some idea that maybe they assumed the hardware could do more than it could. It's weird because like they had put out other games on this system.
And they had time and examples to look at.
Yeah.
Of other
like
first-person
so much of
shooters.
This game feels like they were making it for a higher spec than the Game Boy Advance, and then like what other system were there?
They're making for the GBA M2 that was that was in the works.
What year was this again?
2002.
Right. That's what the CD.
Oh, I see a cat trying to use a doorknob.
Yep.
Silly Wally, you don't have opposable thumbs. You're trapped here forever. I'll have to get up and let my cat out in a second, but I have, like, no health. Okay. Wait, we still have the camera. Oh, wait, I accidentally used my last photo. Does that mean that people will shoot me now?
That's a good question. We won't test this. I'm curious to see the
We're good.
Wikipedia. Actually, let me double check that manual again.
We're getting away with it.
Yeah.
What's this room? what's this place? We've entered the dark place. They really didn't figure on anyone making it this far in this version of the game. They really did not expect anyone to see these levels. That's not true, but it feels like it.
Okay.
In short time,
yeah, will it shock you that the
Superman.
Wikipedia section for this on this version has mistakes because they claim there's 4-player multiplayer?
Yeah, no, that's just straight up wrong.
It says 2, so yeah.
I tried using the shotgun again. It didn't go over well. All right, I need you to take over for a minute so I can let this cat out. So I can deal with my cat.
Right,
Thank you.
Let me tab over.
Please try not to die.
Oh. Is there anything over here? Well, there is, but...
You can see everything.
I guess I fit through this gap somehow.
You're seeing into the next room. Oh, you're playing with fire. Try shooting through it. Or, no. Oh, I guess you activated a generator at some point there. I guess one of these was a...
Did I? Oh, it's this
thing. You're behind... Okay, yeah.
Yeah, no, look.
You turn around, there's going to be a switch there, yeah, that you...
You see this gap? I somehow, despite the other gaps we have not fitted in, I fit in that one.
We have turned around though, so I can see that generator graphic, that beautiful generator graphic that you activated.
Yeah. There's still more enemies around, so. God, you could just push your face in. Okay.
X-ray vision.
I've got a question then. Okay, no, so that definitely doesn't have anything in it. There's a health kit somewhere around here.
Yeah, there's gonna be... Yeah.
There it is.
So I think what they're doing is, when there's an error like this, where you're seeing, like, past what you're supposed to do, they're doing, like, some sort of, like, placeholder texture or so. I have no idea.
It's the ground texture. I just assume this is the... Well, no, because we've seen areas where it looks like they could do one-sided, cold textures. Yeah, this is what the generator apparently was. Just that switch geometry again.
All right, I am.
No,
back.
it just looks like.
Yeah.
It just really looks like that they. Oh,
taking over. Yeah, sorry.
For a second.
Yeah,
I got through an encounter without taking damage. No, it really just looks like they put textures on both sides. Maybe because they realized it was very easy to clip through. So like, we'll just put something there, so it's not like worse if it's a void, maybe. But yeah, you're definitely not supposed to see in there.
Tram activated.
Yay! Is that it? Is that all the objectives?
Yes, mercifully.
Yay!
I guess this is the tram that we're stepping onto. Next level's password, Nommer.
Oh, fun thing about that one entry on Game FAQs for this version, the password one, it mentions there's a couple of passwords that work and they don't really know what they do.
Well, you know, the original Medal of Honor games would have, like, passwords that were just, like, cheats, that were just, like, fun stuff, like putting silly hats on enemies and whatnot. Somehow, I don't think they're going the extra mile to put that in this game.
Yeah, yeah.
Mission 7, Liberation. Time is short, so I'll be brief. With a successful breakout from Normandy by our troops, the Nazis are quickly falling back to their border. Hitler knows that France has been lost, and we've intercepted an order to the general in charge of Paris to burn it down before the Allies arrive. Apparently, he's having second thoughts about going down in history as the man who extinguished the City of Lights. The Swedish consulate general has stepped in to broker a ceasefire. Unfortunately, we can't be sure all the junior officers will go along with disobeying a direct order from the Fuhrer, and there have been explosions. Paris has survived for over 4 years under Nazi occupation. It would be horrible for it to be destroyed now, on the eve of its liberation. It's time for you to go home, Manon. Good luck. Final Uprising. Buena via Paris, Manon. My name is Helene Fourcade. Our resistance group near Latin Quarter was informed of your arrival. We are ready to take back our city. We need a government building to make our HQ, and we're also short on weapons. I don't know what this accent I'm doing is. I don't think it's French, though. I was trying for it. We need you to capture the Prefecture de Police, roughly 200 yards from Notre Dame. Controlling the prefecture will give us the means to organize the Paris police force, not to mention the armory within. The prefecture will be lightly defended since we will be diverting the German forces by simultaneously staging a riotous takeover on the Hotel de Ville just to the north. Unfortunately, you will have to undergo your portion of the mission alone. Ain't that typical? The traitorous Milice will be out in force. If they capture you, pray that they deal with you quickly. In most ways, they are worse than the SS. We have hidden a stash of patrol bombs near the obelisk across from the bridge. Get them quickly. You should be able to take the office without firing a shot. The clerical staff running it is tired of the occupation and will be glad to see a French person in charge. De Gaulle himself has already chosen a new police chief, and once the police are on our side, our chances improve dramatically. The return to the City of Lights. Ooh, Paris. How I missed you and your jello molds.
Getting some new textures, though.
Yeah, you know, they're continuing to innovate. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Bart Simpson's back.
Yeah.
Do we still have... Let's do a weapon check.
Yeah.
Got our pistol, apparently a Colt. I'll believe it when I fucking see it. Petrol. We've lost the shotgun. Though I distinctly remember having the shotgun in this mission or the next mission. I remember using inside of Paris. I think there is, like... Let me check the objectives here. Kill guards. Okay, so it's the next mission, because there's an objective in the next mission. Alright, it's all coming back to me. Oh, that's a lot of enemies.
Oh, yeah, they're really throwing them at you now. This is the... You know, they break up the missions into levels, but this is the, you know, the final set of levels. I'm going to check quickly. I think I know the answer to this. But there are, like, bonus missions in the PS1 version.
They're not in this. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's one where he plays Jimmy.
I'll check, yeah.
I think there's one where he plays a protagonist from the previous Medal of Honor.
Yeah, yeah.
Another one that centers around those knights with the swords. The suits of armor enemies. I remember that one fairly distinctly. Unless I am misremembering distinctly.
Yeah, see, this part here is a good example of just, like, it seems very random. Like, when your gun will... I don't know if it's damage or its accuracy is random. Like, there's a dice roll for when shots count as hidden. Like, see how quickly you took that guy out compared to when you were fighting that group over there?
I think ultimately there is, like, a spread factor. There is something... It's not like, you know, hits... It might just be dice roll, like you said, where it's just, like, chance to miss.
Yeah. It's not the engine to be doing that kind of shit in if there is, like, spread balloon mechanics. Oh. Destroy truck. Well, you did it.
All it took was half a mag. I think we're seeing some enemies through the wall here, but...
Yep.
Yep. So we gotta destroy this truck too. Truck 1 destroyed. Then what was the other fucking truck? If not truck 1 on this linear level.
Maybe that was truck A.
Next up, truck 0. God,
nice.
What's awful is that you get used to this game at a certain point. When you play so much of it. Like, I'm picking up on you know, the strategies. I'm getting, like, my angles right. I'm mostly navigating by strafing rather than, like, holding forward. Oh, this is brutal.
Oh. They throw so many enemies at you in here.
Let's see what I can do about this. Is that even gonna reach? It might have. Yeah, look at the way this travels. Like, it touches the ground, then it, like, zooms like a bomb shoe across the fucking floor to actually reach its target that it locked onto. And still we die because it's so brutal. Okay.
Yeah,
what can I do here? I think it's just got to be... Toss the bomb.
And yeah, like, how are those enemies even allowed to hit you from that far away? Like, come the fuck on.
I mean, what? I mean, if we can hit them from as far away as we are with our petrol bombs, it's only fair.
Well, yeah, but do you think they perceive the world the way... Oh.
Yeah, they're just popping enemies
like a ghost
up.
there for a sec.
Yeah, I saw a different one previously. That's the end of the
level.
level.
The enemies perceive the world as we do here?
That explains why these Nazis are so mad all the time. If this is your outlook on the world, I'd be pissed too. Good. Password Jeter. Street by street. Fantastic effort. Getting that armory was a huge boost. Our fighters have begun pressing the Germans to the center of the city. Frederick Jolet-Curie has been making petrol bombs in the prefecture. These should give Jerry a bad case of hot foot. Once you leave our resistance base in Pigalle, you'll find many fighters defending the area alongside you. Yeah, I fucking will believe it when I fucking see it. Watch each other's back and mind your fire. One stray bullet could spell the end of a fellow countryman. Motherfucker, you didn't put friendly AI in this game. Stop lying.
Even with the brother, that wasn't true.
You're with good men, but they need your experience to take out 3 German barricades. The Wehrmacht are on the defensive and have holed up in a few dangerous strongpoints. If you can eliminate the guards behind the barricades, our fighters can finish the job. These barricades are extremely deadly, and we don't know what other surprises the night might throw your way. See if you can't steal some paperwork from one of the officers. We are not sure what they are planning next. If you can get us a copy of their orders, we can have it deciphered and be one step ahead of them. Finally, we need you to go to the marketplace. No, this isn't a shopping trip. Oh, man. Let's remember about corn, some celery. Once there, you will meet with another resistance agent who we've learned has vital enemy information. Can't wait to meet him. Okay. So I think we're going to pick up the shotgun at some point in this mission.
Yep. Some of the fun lockers.
We rise up from the underground.
And a 180 for me. Oh, never mind. The thing I saw has changed. Fucking Stanley Parable shit.
They're updating the game in real time.
Yeah, it's those. Oh, there it is. Every so often, this texture here does that. You see, it was at an angle.
Yeah, well, they have awnings here is the thing. That there's...
No, see there? No, it's between the seam. You said it's the seam where the texture isn't aligned.
Yes, I'm seeing this. And I'm telling you, it's because of this awning, because they got so bold as to try and do that.
I see.
And that's fucking with their perspective. That's absolutely fucking with the rendering, having that, like, lip above it. So they should have not tried, because it fucks up everything behind it.
It's tripping a whole new way. Not only were the textures doubling and shrinking earlier, now they're spinning. Like, in some ways, you could argue that this is inventing new innovative
new and innovative
techniques.
rendering techniques, never before seen. It's a little too advanced for our understanding right now, but it's gonna... Even the next Sniper Elite game, where you go on an acid trip, and the game looks like this, it's gonna be a hell of a callback. It's gonna be a hell of an application of this technology. Okay, this seems like progress, which means I want to run away.
You gotta be careful though. You've got like one hit.
Did we pick up that shotgun yet? I want to
It's
go.
not like you really want it.
No, but I just want to prove that to myself that I think I can get this guy. I don't think I can get this guy.
See?
I don't have my petrol bombs. I can do this though.
Oh, thank fuck.
Tell me it was all for nothing. Tell me there's absolutely nothing in this direction.
Yep.
Awesome.
Like it's real messed up sometimes. Like the enemies, it does seem like the enemies are able to track you through walls like we're able to track them sometimes because, yeah, there was like no reaction time. It's just as soon as you popped out from the wall, you were getting shot.
What's even worse
about it.
is that I'm like also getting used to, like, I understand what it's attempting to convey even when it's breaking down completely. Like when things are completely misaligned, I'm like, oh no, I can see where the surface, I can see where one wall begins and another ends. It's
Oh, you're so close.
It's the fucking reload.
There you go. They dropped health just on the other side. But said this game is dissolving in real time. That is the perfect word for some of this. It's dissolving. Hey! First time chatter, Demonic Bison says, I just tuned in and this hurt my eyes. Yep.
Welcome to Medal of Honor Underground. Tell me that counts as destroying one of the barricades. Kill guards, fine map.
Yeah.
I wonder if that map will elucidate things, will show us the way. We can use it in conjunction with our compass, which is currently facing... Bleh. Now we're facing...
Yeah, trying to think like the specific issue with that, and I guess it's the resolution. It's not like they drew separate sprites for like each angle. Actually, that's probably what they should have done.
Yeah, they're actually rotating, you know, their sprite in real time, which is the wrong way to do that in this instance.
Yeah.
Okay, we came from that way. We need to go up, I believe. I think this is progress. We gotta find that double agent in time, or we gotta find that, what do they call it? They don't even have the... They mention it in the note, and there is, like, a bit in this level where you find, like, the guy. Unless that's next mission, unless, like, they're...
Yep, there you go. Oh, they are...
Paris at night.
The fact they're even trying for, like, pseudo-interiors here.
Care for a drink?
Oh, you got the subway map. It's also funny just thinking that there's a lot of unique ground textures here, that because the PAL release stripped them out, that they're just gone. Those are just textures you don't see in that version, I guess.
And that's why America's #1, baby, exclusive textures in Medal of Honor Underground. It only cost us all the frames.
Oh, okay, when we're safe, I want to see if we can figure out what this marquee says.
Moulin Rouge.
Okay, yeah. You got it quicker than I did, because sometimes it just looks like the word fudge. I keep seeing something fudge. Oh, ooh. I'll try some French fudge.
Now, granted, context clues helped me out a lot there, but...
Yeah. I really liked that movie when I was younger. I don't know if I would like it now, but... musical. It's fun.
Is that the one with all that jazz, or is that Chicago?
That's Chicago.
Well, let's see if we can catch a show. Maybe they'll let us in. Maybe we can press A to open door and... No such luck? Maybe I can peek inside if you let me. If I just look at it from just the right angle. No such luck? Okay, well. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. Oh, 3 of them? All right. Well, if that's the case, then I know what approach I need. Oh, it worked. Okay,
yep,
beautiful.
That worked.
And I hope folk don't mind that we're just cheating at this point, because we need to get this done.
Thankfully, I don't think the... Because there's, you know, they're Molotovs, they call them petrol bombs. They don't seem to hurt you, even if they blow up in your face.
Ooh, we were so... Yeah. Imagine having to replay that level when we were so close to the end.
Yeah.
On to victory. Operation Marketplace. Legendary mission. Great work! With the barricades destroyed, our operatives can mobilize through Paris. Luckily, we've discovered a cache of German anti-tank weapons hidden near the market entrance. Get your hands on that before you go any further. The Jerrys are mobilizing throughout the city, and you're bound to need those weapons sooner or later. Can't wait to use those anti-tank weapons. Can't wait till we have to fight those tanks like we did in that previous mission. Remember that previous mission where they said, here's the tactics for fighting tanks? And then we didn't see a single one? Anyhow. At the far corner of the market square, you will meet with a resistance agent. He will provide information about the location of the German HQ here in Paris. The orders you previously acquired bring us grave news. While General Cholitz, the commander whom Hitler ordered to burn Paris, wishes to see no more bloodshed, one of his underlings has gone over his head and ordered much of Paris to be wired with explosives. The elite demolition squad of the 7th SS Panzer Corps is Germany's most ruthless demolition squad and is made up of the same men who trapped your brother in that schoolyard ambush so long ago. That was a schoolyard in this game? They will be arriving by train in one of the metro stations in town. Once you have met with your contact, please make your way down to the metro platform on the other side of the park. So this is penultimate level, I believe. Edward 21S asks, would this have been easier on the eyes than the original hardware? Tell him.
No! Yeah, you missed it. We had a little video at the start talking about how this looks on real hardware. Weirdly enough, the power release is better. It does fix a lot of the perspective issues on textures, as well as just making all the flat, like the floor, ceilings, anything that's like horizontally flat.
Making it solid color, so there's less pixels per frame to update. And
yeah. And just an easier image to look at as well. But yeah, no, on like the only real benefit you have on real hardware is that you can move the screen further away from you easier, I guess. Than
this is like AI hallucinating text with this fucking texture here. I'll just stay zoomed out. Thank you very much.
Also, I find the idea of someone trying to wire most of France, you know, the country,
what is
to
this
explode.
Floor? What is this floor supposed to be?
I think it's supposed to be like tiles, like fancy tiles. It made more sense in the previous level.
Oh. I spy with my little eye. Contacted agent.
There we go. I
it's
recognize
our
that sprite. I'm your brother! Alright, well, you've contacted him.
We have the shotgun again.
Oh, you do, yeah.
Just testing. I guess he's a good guy. I guess. And there's an agent. There might be a different agent in this level. There's like a turncoat agent. It's supposed to be like some sort of surprise. Contact is double agent. There it is. Now I have to double back.
Oh! That's cute that they got that working, I'll say.
I mean, define working. You're using a very generous interpretation of the word working. Like, this shotgun, quote unquote, works, right? Yeah.
I assume that's something that happens in the PlayStation 1 game, and that there's a, you know...
Oh...
that they have they have a NC there that gets swapped out for an enemy.
I think they would just be, in that instance, it would just be the enemy like stays in the same clothing that you meet them in, and they start shooting you, and you have to know to like shoot them. In the original game would be my bet.
Yeah, I think you got shot from the right.
That was straight up an invisible enemy that I was shooting there at a moment.
Yeah, that's definitely an issue with this as well. Either you're too far away, or sometimes if you get too close to enemies, they'll vanish. Just saying that I reminded myself when I was getting footage.
See, I just let us take the death because we're so close to the...
Oh, Lewis Piercy asks if we have a double barrel shotgun.
I think
it's got 2 barrels, yeah.
Also,
it's a weird looking gun.
It's fucking weird. It's the fakest gun I ever seen.
Yeah.
Next to the fake ass Sten in this. And again, the grip on it is so strange. Everything about it, strange game. Trying to walk away so that he can turn on us. Oh my god. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, I was worried. I was gonna say, surely not random. That'd be mean.
Be sure to get some more of that shotgun ammo, because it comes so much in handy. A completely broken fucking gun.
It's a minor thing, but I do find like the weird fantasy guns that they pre-rendered and turned into sprites for this. Just fascinating. Like, why don't they look like the guns they're supposed to be? Like, where specifically were they modeled, or did they even model them themselves? Like, was there a 3D library they took them from? Because again, we'll see the credit list. and
there ain't many of them, yeah.
Edward21 says it looks better than the Medal of Honor reboot.
No, it
I've not played it.
It's not good. The 2010 one isn't good. Warfighter is like the really rank one. Medal of Honor 2010 is like not good at all, but you know, it's at least playable.
This is gonna sound weird. Is that the one with the beard guy?
Yes.
The reboot.
And then Warfighter's one where it's just all about door breaching all the time.
Yeah, yeah. It's like, yeah, you can breach these doors however you want. It makes no gameplay difference. That's the way I remember. It's like you could do it.
Wall.
No. Oh, that's a canteen, maybe actually.
Yeah, that's why I was trying to get it. Sad Vorder asks, "Is this better than Duke Nukem Advance?" No. No, it is not.
Yeah, no, legitimately, this is the worst first-person shooter on the Game Boy Advance.
Oh, that you said that like it was like some like, you know, big declarative statement. No shit, it's the worst fucking first-person shooter on the Game Boy Advance.
In terms of the ones that are close, like Wolfenstein 3D is like, you know, looks better, runs better, but maybe could be arguably more egregious because it's a simpler game than this. And
to fuck up something so basic and fundamental is just like, yeah.
Yeah. No, apparently 2 people worked on that. Also, like, the music doesn't play, and the music that is on the ROM that people have pulled out is all broken as well. It's a fun bonus. I'm trying to think what would be the other one. I think, like, that Tech 9 one is a bit weird. That
Ice
people are
9?
not fond of that one. Ice 9, yeah. Sorry, Tech 9's a rapper of some sort.
Edward does point out that first 10 minutes in the reboot, they want to shoot civilians in Afghanistan for herding sheep. This might be less problematic. You know, you got that going, I guess. This game does have, you know, being much simpler morally going for it. No shades of gray here, except for all the shades of gray on the screen right now. And then the shades in between, the blues that they invent between those colors.
Yeah.
I think we're close to where we were.
Oh, yeah, Creative Name also asks, where does this rank in terms of all the 3D games on GBA?
This is the worst.
Yeah, this is definitely the worst. You should also check out on the VOD channel, we have 2 previous streams of GBA in
3,
3D.
I think. The GBA in 3D was a trilogy, I believe. We did 3 episodes covering basically every 3D GBA game that we knew to be bad.
Yeah. The contender, and it's a one, you know, it's one you could argue because it's pseudo 3D, would be Simpsons Road Rage.
Yeah, that is pretty bad.
It has attempts at 3D perspective, so it does some real weird stuff where it tries to like simulate like hills and slopes.
But there's also no like vertically tall objects. There's no like, you can't see walls. They're just drawn into the ground, so it makes the entire game imparsable. That's pretty bad. This is worse.
This is the bigger issue, yeah.
I think we're tiptoeing through the tulips right now. I think these are supposed to be flowers.
Oh yeah, Aussie and Drix wasn't good, but at least like in terms of the 3D rendering, it worked. That was the Raylight engine, I believe.
Yeah, I mean that game is awful, and it does break down because the perspective like is ill-equipped to pair with the gameplay at hand. But you know, at least there's like novelty on its side.
Yeah.
It's at least like closer to a functional product than this is.
And
this is a dead end. Or what are my objectives? Find tunnels.
Are they supposed to? Is this supposed to be a graveyard?
Oh,
I'm trying to figure out what these little.
I think these are flowers.
Chest-high covers are.
These I couldn't tell you, but it's a field of flowers. And look how many times I missed this. Because guess what? This is supposed to be the tunnel entrance. You wouldn't know what to look at this because it looks like just a wall.
This looks like the wall breaking, yeah. Oh yeah, Kill Switch game on GBA was interesting, yeah. Crazy Taxi is one that, like, I used to be more negative on, but this is, like, compared to this.
The end of the line, Johnny. There was a traitor among us. We have been plagued with turncoats since the beginning of the Resistance. It enrages me how many men and women are willing to sell their country and their soul for a few German Reichmarks. It is spelled with a K or an H. It's supposed to be an H. You can hardly tell with the font in this game. It's bad.
No, those are... Yeah, it's the first Reich. That is a H. Because I can see it in the next, no matter how.
Oh, yes. Okay, very good. No matter how carefully you screen the agents' backgrounds, a double agent always seems to sneak through the ranks. Right now, however, you have a train to catch. The demolition squad is scheduled to arrive in Paris any moment. If that weren't enough, a trainload of explosives capable of leveling every monument in Paris is being brought in on another train at the same time. You'll need to get a hold of a train schedule to find out exactly what trains are arriving where, and then hightail it over to the station where the trains are due to arrive. If you're really creative, perhaps you can find a way to see to it those soldiers and their explosives never see the light of day. This is the big one, Manon. We're depending on you to help us preserve Paris's proud history. The war is nearly over, and if we can defuse the threat of this final German treachery, we will be that much closer to returning to our families and our lives. Do it for your brother, Manon. Do it for all of us. Bonne chance, et viva la résistance. Final mission.
Didn't notice it first, but Ambulgam pointed out that the typo there, it said, how many men and woman?
Just the one.
As in, just the one, yeah. Oh, that level 1 music again.
It's nostalgic.
Like, there's a lot of bad music in this, but I feel like the level 1 music is the worst, and it's the first one you hear proper.
Hey!
God, I bet, because this guy's on stairs, I bet this is just not going to work.
Also, I think this is a slightly different pistol. I think they do swap out your pistol at a certain point in the campaign.
Oh! Yeah, it looks a little different animated.
That might be the silenced pistol they mentioned.
Well, again, when I reread the manual, I think that they were putting like the weapon name and the descriptions underneath it. Because under heavy weapon, it's a shotgun, and you know, it's just poorly. The manual is a mess as well.
The shotgun finally worked, by the way.
It doesn't have these graphic issues, but the manual has its own issues.
Too much to expect for the shotgun to work as first, second encounter in a row.
No, it's trash. Oh, we got more of those black textures here.
We didn't expect anyone to actually get on board the train.
The fact it's on all these chairs, is that intentional, or did they just not realize those sprites were going to be visible from all sides? Oh, we saw a door open. Wow.
Yeah, no, I wasted too much time. I wasted too much health at the beginning. Let's try that again. Let's do a clean take on this level.
This is a level I want to see in the PAL version, because I feel like even if the textures weren't warping, the perspective... Oh, fuck this shotgun. So bad. Like, even if the perspective was working, it feels like what's the word? Not just perspective, but, you know, like the size of, like, these textures that are supposed to be doors and windows is completely off. Like, the proportions of everything.
Up close to dead end.
It's a little liminal space for you. Oh, Creative Name asks if this game was rated M or if the SRB...
T.
I believe this was T, yeah. There aren't many
T.
mature games on Game Boy Advance. Like, even the versions of Doom and Doom 2, I believe, are T, because they use green blood. Oh, yeah, these doors are also... I think they're misaligned, because there's the black on the bottom there. But even then, I feel like this is supposed to be the inside of a subway car. It's massive.
A Paris subway, very spacious. Mind the gap, though. I got the train schedule. What else can I do? Divert the first train track. I think this would result in a spectacular explosion. In the PS1 version of this, I think you'd watch the train go off the rails.
Where's the ceiling even supposed to be in this area? Not here, obviously, because now we're just in, like, a Minecraft cavern.
This is the inside of a UAC crate from Doom, is what this is.
Yeah.
The whole other world inside of there.
This texture.
Yeah.
Oh, Blahaz asked if this was one of the multiplayer maps. I don't think there was a subway one.
This texture, though, the wall texture, I think they used some similar tiles from this.
Yeah.
Can't go back this way. You can never go back.
Is that the issue? Again, sometimes you just have trouble fitting into spaces, so...
Oh my god, I did it sideways!
Yeah.
But the door is still closed, because we're not actually meant to go back that way.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I could totally just, like, fucking speed strafe my way in there. Okay, game. So what do you want me to do? That's a dead end. Up here is... We already did the thing we do up here.
Are you supposed to go walk alongside the train?
Did I miss something up? I must have missed something this way. Wait. Is that anything?
No.
No.
Yeah, I thought... Yeah.
Oh, wait! Fucking corner here.
I never saw that.
Nope, I absolutely didn't either. Oh, this might be the worst frame rate.
Yeah. I mean, it's a problem now where we're getting, like, a single-digit frame rate that's a variable. You know, the difference... We're counting individual frame changes at this point.
Oh! Trains collided. I'll have to take their word for it.
I heard it.
Oh, wait, that was it.
That was it. And start going... Blah, 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 blah.
In moments of extreme danger, coolness replaces fear. In all of one's energies devoted unconsciously to survival. Later, when the danger is past, and one has time to dwell on thoughts of the closeness of death, one surrenders to the terror of an awful crisis already mastered. Helene de Champs Adams. That's it!
That's it.
What an ending. What an ending. So how about those credits, huh? How about those?
Yeah, I think they're in the option menu. I could be wrong. I'm wrong.
That's a little bit
Nope. They hit that shit.
All right, hang on. Hang on. I'll help you out here.
We select our mission if we wanted to go back in. If we wanted to, Oh my god.
There we go.
So what do I need to do? What are you
I gave you the credits.
Oh, you just gave me an instruction manual page. Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
Something tells me they did not want to put these into the game. Edward's saying don't dox them. They're in the instruction manual, okay? And we should probably put a name to these people, to the fine folk at Rebellion, responsible for this. So here we go. Jason and Chris didn't actually work on this. There's CEO and CTO. The brothers Kingsley. Paul, Gareth, Gavin Wade, Tom Pinnock, Barry Northern, and then Mark, thank you for your manual. Dedication. Medal of Honor Underground is dedicated to the men and women whose strength of character gave them the courage to resist that which they knew was inherently wrong. Apropos!
Yeah. Also, I like the idea that there is a lead artist when there's only one artist on the project.
In charge of a team of ones of people. Holy fuck, Johnny. Well, that's the worst Game Boy Advance game. I had never expected to have to play it again, and yet we did. We already did our time in multiplayer in the previous episode, if you want to see us dicking around in some of the worst deathmatch ever implemented. Oh my god. Before we hang it up completely, how about I load up that European version? How about I load up the European ROM? We just showed the first level and the last level or something. Just for point of comparison, just for point of reference. You get a language select at the top. Let's just jump into the first level. Same dialogue, same all this. But look at this. Look how different it looks with his flat ground, with a solid color. Running at a frame rate. I can actually use the pistol because it actually recognizes when I press the shoot button on this. I know we showed this off earlier. I know we showed this off with your actual screen, but I do want to...
Yeah. Just minor warning, because the red flashing when you take a damage is pretty bad. I'll be honest. I get why they did it, because it's so hard to tell when you're getting hit sometimes in the original release. Oof. Yeah. I will say I feel like the game speed is maybe not quite emulated right, but it's very minor difference. You're still seeing the overall performance boost for sure.
That having solid colors will grant you if you're not having to update every single one of those pixels bespokely on a per frame basis.
Yeah. But yeah, for like everything they did, mess with and fix. It's funny that there's still stuff that's just like busted. Like the models that they digitized, having like the weird colors from the compression. Like they fixed this blue soldier.
Yeah,
but
we
they
get close
fix, like
to
that
him.
brother sprite. Yeah. Like that. Yeah, they're a lot more readable.
So yeah, if you have to, if you're held at gunpoint and told you need to play Medal of Honor Underground for the Game Boy Advance, you have a choice between the NTSC and PAL version. Take the PAL version.
I mean, okay, if you have to beat the game, the PAL version, but I feel like the NTSC one is something that everyone needs to at least like see running at least once.
That's what our playthrough is for, so people can visually consult that and develop cataracts.
But like I said, I feel like you die quicker in this version as well. Again, I didn't try and beat it. I just got the.
You know what we could do?
Just
Upright fucking menus. Return to base. Hit me with a password. Give me the last mission on this game on the give me the hardest difficulty while you're at it.
Yep. VO TA TION. Edward speculates, maybe you get credits in this one if you beat it. We should play again.
Okay, we still got our shotgun.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll be the ones to do that. Oh, still struggles to render this level.
It is using different... Wait, is it using the same wall? Yeah, okay, yeah, it is. It's just...
Yeah. Oh, that was interesting. Hang on, go back up the stairs there.
Okay.
And look at the train as you go up them.
Yep, that's just a rendering issue because of the level over level stuff. Because of the
looks better, but yeah.
I wanted to try the shotgun again. Oh, it almost kind of worked. I mean, it's still completely worthless because of
Yeah. Yeah, it's real weird when it hits and when it doesn't. Okay, so they fixed the texture warping stuff. These doors are still misaligned though. Like they couldn't move the textures down to properly fit. Like yeah, that's the fascinating thing about this version. For like everything they did address and fix, like they didn't. There's a lot of stuff they didn't fix.
Only so much you could fix.
Like you know, obviously there's fundamental stuff. I'm not even talking about that, but just like little things of like, yeah, maybe you could have drawn better weapon sprites.
Maybe you could have finished drawing the Sten.
Yeah. Use like a better compression algorithm that doesn't make all these weird extra colors come in. Because I swear that's probably what happened is they compressed them down to the GBA's color range, and like this blue is closest to whatever color it was supposed to be.
They did actually try to render the tracks. That's so cute.
Yeah,
that's over here. Dead end.
I think that's partly why this level runs so bad.
Yeah, it's dead end. This would presumably be like the entrance to the subway, entrance exit, but
yeah, and also the you know, the flat colors, especially because they're bright, also would help if you're playing on a non-backlit or front lit system.
I want to see if I can see the explosion.
Oh, a little bit.
Kind of, sort of.
I love it. Just yeah.
All right, no credits, not even a different quote at the end there.
Yeah. Let's see.
Just to confirm, nothing here. Oh my god. Well, I'm glad we did that, I guess. I'm glad we just double checked that.
Yeah.
Had to know. Wow, talk about a unceremonious ending. Well, speaking of endings. Hello, Johnny.
Hello.
The time has come, having seen the game through, where we must now share our final reports, our debrief, give our final thoughts on the game in question. I'll let you go first.
Yeah. This... You ever want a game to put in front of someone to convey the idea of too busy thinking if you could instead of thinking if you should? I don't think I can think of a better example on a technical level. Obviously, there's games with like ethical or like moral settings, like that Kinect game that's based on the
Blackwater,
or whatever. Yeah. But in terms of like trying to run something on a system that couldn't run it the way they did the 3D here, like it is beyond. Like it's still shocking this even came out. Like. That's the only reason why I have that weird theory that they sent a like prototype ROM by accident for pressing, because I don't know how this got far enough in the process to get put on cartridges. Like it's like a health hazard. Almost. Because yeah,
they
like,
needed
legit,
that screen they started putting into later GBA games that they borrowed from the Nintendo DS.
Yeah,
the white screen with the black text that says, "Warning, don't play this.
Yeah.
It'll hurt your eyes. It'll kill you slowly."
like I've some of it's joking, but for some people, legit, this game is too hard to look at. And like even when it's not causing like eye strain, it's definitely trying to pass what you see. It feels like you have to think in a fifth dimensional way sometimes, like beyond, because you're not seeing 3D in the traditional sense anymore at certain points. It is so strange, and again, as the PAL version shows, even if you fix the most egregious issues in the rendering, it's still a terrible way to play this specific Medal of Honor. It just doesn't translate to pushing the scope down this much, like simplifying it this much. It just doesn't work because you're going simpler. Then I'd argue this is maybe a simpler game than the first Doom. Like there's maybe there's the stuff with the objectives, which is a bit further ahead in first-person shooter gaming, because that's like GoldenEye forward stuff.
Sure.
But like when it comes to like how stripped down like the enemy AI is and the placement and like your weapons, like they're like actually engaging in going through the levels, like it is so simple. And yeah, like most of those objective things are so stripped down as well that they're mostly just they're not that far removed from picking up key cards or hitting a trigger that opens an exit gate. Like it's so simple. It just doesn't work. But I am endlessly thankful that it exists, because it is just so unbelievable to see. Like yeah, it's horrendous. It needs a safety warning, but I could never just get over that this exists and how funny that is that it exists.
Thank you kindly. Yeah, covered a lot of the bases. My opinions on it. I definitely said a lot of my thoughts during the playthrough. I've said enough, I think. But I will say that it is hilarious that it exists. It is wild that it was allowed to see release. That no one at Rebellion for the developer end, or no one at Destination Software for the publishing end. I believe the European version of the game was published by Ubisoft, and there was like a third release of it published by Zoo Digital. All that these different publishers who had hands on this release, that none of them thought to snuff it out. That all of them said, yeah, sure, we'll publish that. That whether they were just easily impressed, hadn't seen contemporaries on the market that were also doing this, or just thought it looked fine in screenshot form, with its like drawn floors and ceilings in the NTSC release in particular. It's who's to say how this made it past so many layers of vetting, so many like barriers that would stop a lesser game, that have stopped greater games than this from coming out, that it managed to bypass all of them, is something to be questioned, a curiosity to be celebrated, I guess. Whoever like was gunning for this game to come out, to see release, good on them, I guess. Incredible work on their part, getting this one past like all the goalies into the net, into the release schedule where we played it. I can't imagine it sold a particularly impressive number of units. I can't imagine it made a profit at the end of the day, despite how small the team was. I mean, just licensing alone must have. It's so baffling. It is just such a curiosity. And, I do feel bad for anyone who bought it back in the day and got like a migraine from it, or just like slogged through it, beat their head against it, banged their head until they beat it stubbornly. If anyone even did back in the day, I'm almost convinced that without the benefit of just like rewinding and cheating, that most people did not like. Most people who got this game did not see it all the way through. I can tell you that was a certainty, just knowing the way that the habits of players, that most people do not finish what they start when it comes to games, even less so when it is a game of this magnitude of badness. But I feel for them. I acutely feel for them. Even more so someone who was like such a super fan of the PS1 game, I guess, that they would see fit to get the handheld version to keep the adventure going, to relive it on the go. I don't know. I don't even know who the audience for this is at this point, really. Yeah, who they were they trying to appeal to, fans of the console version? Because you're missing so much context that this game only makes sense narratively, if you give a shit about the narrative, if you have the PS1 game to inform it. It only makes sense like gameplay wise in a lot of cases. Navigating these levels only makes sense if you have like the original levels in the back of your mind, if you understand what it is they're trying to recreate here. Or if it is just like, some attempt by Rebellion, because I mean the geometry being as close as it is to the original games in terms of like level design, layouts and stuff, shockingly close in some cases, in some levels, that like, was this just them trying to flex? Was this game just like a vanity thing? Was it just a way for them to say, for the people involved in this game to say, we brought a PS1 game to the Game Boy Advance and we didn't compromise as much as we should have? And, the audience are the ones left holding the bag on that, ultimately, are the ones who are left to suffer for having to play that translation. I don't know. It is so many question marks. I would love to talk to someone from Rebellion about this. If you are someone from Rebellion who would love to talk about this, Cassidy at badgamehallofame.com. Please, if I haven't scared them off with all my, shit talking of Rebellion over the years, if I haven't completely alienated anyone who might want to reach out about this sort of thing.
Hey, I played Sniper Elite on PS2 and had an okay time for the hour I played it.
Great, a ringing endorsement.
And the blue guy game. That one was fun. Blue guy game.
Rogue. Jesus, wept Johnny. Rogue Trooper, not to be confused with Rogue Warrior. That's a to give a final evaluation. That's a 1 out of 5. To be sure, all day. But it is one that needs to be seen to be believed. It is one that you need to know about, to let people know about in your life, because knowing this game is like a curse. It's right. I introduced this game to Derek from Stop Skeletons from Fighting in my capacity as I was a writer for that channel. And I was telling Derek when they were doing the 3D GBA videos, I wrote one of them, and I'm like, you gotta show off this Medal of Honor, though. This game it's like, when you know about it, it's like The Ring. It's like being like indoctrinated by Sadako, that you need to share this game with someone. You need to spread the word of it to the next person in line. Otherwise, you will die horribly. And so now I've spread to everyone in the audience. So I've done my bit now.
The great thing about owning it is putting it in front of people and being like, look at this shit. Because you really do need to see it to believe it.
Oh, man. Yeah, so that's a 1 out of 5, but one that I'll never forget. One that, like, I'm not even, like, angry about. I'm not, like, frustrated. I'm just befuddled. I'm just absolutely baffled with it in the rearview mirror. Oh, man. Hey, Johnny.
Hey.
Want to do 1v1 in Medal of Honor Underground on PS1?
Oh, hell yeah.
Just for fun. Why not, right?
Yeah.
Fuck it. Let's... I don't know. I just figured this would be fun. This would be a fun way to end the show for tonight. It would be to compare and contrast. We showed the multiplayer of the Game Boy Advance game in the previous episode, as mentioned. So this is just... I'm
at very least be curious to see if the Game Boy Advance version was trying to emulate the maps or not. I doubt they were. It'd be fun to see. There's a little guy.
Let's make sure that you have controls here. Yep, it's a good thing I checked. Give you a PlayStation controller. Oh, wait, I should give you a... do you want analog?
I'll be fine without.
Okay,
I can try, though. I'll see what works.
Uniform. Oh, I like to play as Manon. You can play as Jean-Paul, Jacques, Ludwig, Erwin, Joseph.
I'll play as Ludwig, yeah. Yeah, zip it up.
Game type. We can change the weapon set. See some of the other weapons that do exist in this game.
Yeah, because there is a decent amount. There's a good video on YouTube that just shows them all.
Got a Stig. This is the weapon set from the Game Boy Advance game. So
yeah,
that's what we'll do. Aztec
oh
Turtles,
god,
the Shoot Hole, Metroplex, Missionary. Format.
Yes, I think some of the GBA maps are based on this. Obviously not this one because it's got curves. But like
Metroplex.
this one. Yeah,
let's say
first.
You want to do first? You want to do first to like?
Yeah. Yeah, that should be good.
Okay. Let's get it on.
Yeah. So the kind of Slime Generator asking about other 3D games released around the time. Yeah, the thing to remember, the first X vs. Sever game was before this. The first version of Doom. I briefly looked at Metacritic. The second Doom conversion also got released around the time.
Okay, X to shoot, circle to switch weapon. Just for reference, you can pick up ammo across the map. Oh!
I saw you for a second. Alright. Gotta figure out my buttons. Yeah, no auto-aim here. Oh, very subtle auto-aim, I think.
Jeez, is that a Sten ammo already?
Oh, those textures with the blue dots, I can see. God,
you can see the inspo. Yeah, no, I'll let you live for a second. You can see what they were trying to do. It's so wild. All right, ceasefire over.
Okay, now I got the Sten ammo. Oh, okay, I do have a Sten.
Yeah, they start you with all the weapons in the weapon set, but you got to collect ammo for it. Basically, is the way they.
All right, and yes, we've got radar. As you do. Oh, the turning is quite sensitive. I'll say. I don't know if that's something you can change.
Shotgun's not that much better in this game.
God, I'm not used to this fast speed you move at in this version. Oh.
Help.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that there's not really any auto-aim.
Ooh.
There you go.
That was hard fought, though. How long did it take to get a kill in this? How many shots fired? Crouching definitely helped. Definitely the winning tactic here.
Oh, you can jump. Whee!
Yep. Triangle. Oh, shit.
Oh. Okay, it's just, yeah, crouch toggle. There you go.
Victory! Liberation! Viva la revolution! Beautiful thing. That wasn't great. That the gun feel in that. The lack of auto aim.
I'm curious if you could turn auto aim on in the options. I don't know if you have to do that from the main menu though.
Well, let's find out real quick. And, you know, show off the menus while we're at it here.
Yeah.
Fast aim, zoom, aim, crosshairs.
It's fast aim. It's already so fast.
Oh, I think you need to control your own destiny here. Yeah, this is a bad menu. The way that this menu works, you have to...
Oh, yeah.
It's all toggles. You want to try fast aim?
No.
Okay.
The turning's already too fast for me. Secret codes.
That's where you put in the fun sheets.
Carlove says crosshair off by default is bizarre. That's how it was at the time. Players win.
See some of the different weapons. He has a well rod. Stig and Garand. Yeah, let's do that. I see someone's trying to access the options.
I just want to make the noise. Yeah, this level, I swear, is in the Game Boy Advance one.
Oh, God. Yeah, I think first to 3 is more than sufficient.
Yeah.
Jodariel wants us to put in the big head mode. If we do a third match... But, you know, this game, this PS1 game, I don't know if it holds up is probably not the right word.
Oh? That's a weird Sten spot. Oh, you got me.
I sure did. Oh, boy. This is gonna go well when I find you. Oh, hear this song?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember the equivalent version of this in the Game Boy Advance?
Kind of. It's even with like the melody being the same, it just sounded so off.
You know, this is a game, I was gonna say, this is a game worth going back to if you like FPS history, if you're at all compelled by the history of first-person shooters, Medal of Honor franchise, etc.
That's the weapon to use. Yeah, so I think one of the multiplayer maps in the Game Boy Advance version is based on this, just without the, you know, the height.
Yeah.
And also, like, the scale being wrong. Because, yeah, like, the layouts for some of them seem very similar.
Brutal.
There we go.
Yeah, I think the Panzerfaust is the clear and away winner on this one.
I couldn't see down the stairs. I knew you were in that room, but I just walked in with my head held high, which was the wrong move.
All right, I need to find the big head mode code. Medal of Honor, Underground, Game FAQs, not the GBA version. I hope cheats actually work in multiplayer. I don't see why they wouldn't.
One of the passwords is Wacky Taxi. Don't know what that does.
I believe that puts cars on people's heads. Let's do that one. I think that's
yeah, mainly I don't see a big head cheat.
Let's do Wacky Taxi, which is... Can you just read it out to me while I...
Yeah, Auto Dinguo. So, D-I-N-G-U-O.
Like that? Yeah. No. Yep. I almost fucked up. UO.
UO, yeah. Yeah, it's a French word.
Okay. A final change of uniform.
Alright, yeah.
I guess I'll be Joseph.
Jacques.
See, one more map, one more weapon set. Interesting. Crossbow, sniper rifle.
All explosives, nice.
Yeah, we'll go with this one. We'll go with the stealth set.
Yeah.
Want to see the shoot hole?
Yeah, 4.
All right. May the best resistance fighter win. There's something to be said for this multiplayer. It's a novel, like, I like the dueling idea. Nah, I don't think the cheats are gonna, unfortunately, apply, because I think that's the one that was supposed to give you, like, goofy hats. Nope. Yes!
Oh. I think I might mess myself up there as well. I don't know, I have some parsec issues.
Are you now?
Yeah.
I'm glad it's all coming at the end of the thing, at the very least.
Yeah. I'll just send input and see what happens. Oh, there we go.
Jesus, it takes a while to kill in this game, huh?
Oh, I was hoping that...
we get crushed. Yeah, I was hoping to get crushed by it, so...
That's the sniper.
See, the crossbow's a one-hit kill. I suspect it might be.
Woo!
Very good. Brilliant, Jai.
No one gets points for that. I probably need to be holding the button.
Verticality in this game, probably not a great idea. I get what they were going for with this map.
Yep, one-hit kill.
The girl with the golden bolt.
Oh, that's really funny. If you jump, you can move after jumping.
Yes, you can, in either direction.
Yeah, it's not momentum based. Right, that's a sniper rifle.
Oh no. There we go. Oh, well. On that note.
Yeah.
Bring up the fight night graphic. Oh, let's go ahead and put fucking 1,000,000 points on the board. Yay!
Damn, not only is the Game Boy Advance not the best system for fighting games, not the best system for first-person shooters.
My heart is broken, but I'll console myself with my score. Anyhow, with that, with a little bit of fun at the end there, it is now time for us to say, folks, thank you for tuning into this, the second and final episode of Medal of Honor Underground on the Game Boy Advance. Thank you for bearing with it. Thank you for bearing with us. Thank you for suffering through it. Apologies for any migraines we may have caused, etc., etc., etc. But glad to have that one done and dusted. Glad to have that one in the rear view, as I said before, to have covered it in full in their capacity as streamers now, having written about it back in the day. And, you know, I had all the animated GIFs in the article and whatnot, but there's nothing quite like showing the thing in full. Yeah. And then seeing where it falls apart along the way and so forth. And I do love that about the streams. And I love that I also have people along for the ride. I have you, Johnny. Thank you for accompanying me on this undercover mission, on this in this infiltration of Rebellion Developments' worst Game Boy Advance title. But maybe not the worst Rebellion Development game. There are contenders for that throne.
Yeah.
I guess it depends on your perspective. And, you know, perspective, a thing that I am gonna tenuously gripping onto after having played this game. It's gonna take some readjusting to get back into the real world, to see walls and floors and ceilings again as they're meant to be seen. But I will adjust. We will be back. We will continue here at the Bad Game Hall of Fame. Let's take a look at our stream schedule to see what we'll be continuing with. Tune in Thursday, April 23rd for the first episode of Wheelman, starring Vin Diesel, as voted for by our patrons in our latest patron poll. We put up runners-up from previous polls against each other, and Wheelman prevailed. So please tune in for the beginning of that playthrough. Saturday, we will have an installment of Bad Game Chance Time, the show in which spinning blocks determine our fate. It's usually not a good one. I mean, it's a good show. Our fates usually aren't good. Usually we get stuck playing some real garbage. But, you know, after Medal of Honor Underground on GBA, I feel like I can take on anything. I'm ready for chance time. I'm ready for whatever horrors may await. I say to myself now, we'll see when showtime comes. You can join us Monday, April 27th for a casual Monday, as we have every Monday. The show where we play not so bad games. A little less of the suffering, more shooting the shit, so on and so forth. Our most fun show. VODs for that one don't go up on the YouTube. Those are exclusive to our supporters, our patrons et al. So you can catch it live, or you can consider supporting us to catch those VODs. And Tuesday, a week from now, on April 28th, House of the Dead Remake 1 and 2. We're doing both of them in one night. We're knocking them both out. The remakes of House of the Dead by way of Micropixel. Oh boy, those are rough as guts, torturous, really bad. Did I say Micropixel? I meant Megapixel, by the way. Slip of the tongue, thinking of Game Boy Advance Micro in my mind or something. But yeah, please to tune into that one if you like gun game extravaganzas and love rail shooters as much as we do. You owe it to yourself to see how badly it was done by the team at Megapixel. Oh, Sega, what have you done? That's as far ahead into the stream schedule as I feel a need to predict to look ahead. So I will say, hey, if you like what you saw here tonight, consider joining the Game Room Discord, discord.gg/bghof, a community of connoisseurs, talk good games, bad games, every game between, things that aren't games, perhaps. Join our Bad Game Club, where every month we pick out a bad game for folk to play and commiserate over. This month it was Snake's Revenge for the NES, but if that one doesn't strike your fancy, just wait till next month. We'll have a new game picked out for folk to play, share tips and tricks about, and so forth. If you really like what you saw here tonight, you might even consider financially supporting us, subscribing on Twitch, pledging on Patreon, becoming a member on YouTube. Any or all of the above will grant you access on that Discord to a Patreon Saints channel, wherein you can vote in polls to help determine the direction of the playthroughs that we do. As mentioned, our Wheelman playthrough determined by a panel of voters. You can make suggestions that help steer the direction of the show in general. You can gain access to exclusive content, primarily by way of VODs, nearing 150 plus hours. In fact, we're past the 150 hours of exclusive content over on the Patreon by way of this casual Mondays VOD archive, potentially worth perusing. And just know that if you support us, that we appreciate you. We thank you for helping keep the lights on here at the Bad Game Hall of Fame. Just as a general perk to know that we are deeply just appreciative of your support in that way. That being said, if you're unable to financially support us, but still like to help the show out, we completely understand. If you're looking for a way to help us out, one of the best ways is to go to our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/@badgamehall-of-fame. You may be watching this video on that channel right now. Mosey on over to our suggested viewing playlist, 20 handpicked episodes that we think make for some of the best onboarding onto this here show of ours, fit to share with folk you know, friends, family, clergy, resistance members, etc., etc. Or maybe you know someone who is fighting the good fight. Someone out there still hiding out in the cellar, waiting for their moment to strike.
Vive la resistance.
Maybe you can let them know the war is over by showing them this playthrough, showing them this episode, and they can finally come out of hiding from the shadows, as Leonard Cohen once said. We leave it to your discretion dear viewer. Let me take a quick look at who's streaming right now. And take a sip of water while I'm at it. Okay. Well, Proxy Glitchcat is playing Game Boy and Game Boy Color games, so why not tell him about a Game Boy Advance game? Why not tell him about what we just played?
Hell yeah.
Let him know the Bad Game Hall of Fame sent ya, and so on and so forth. We'll get that raid underway shortly. Thank you again for tuning in, sticking with this game. I know it was a tough one to look at. I know some folk were unable to survive looking at it. Had to dip out early during the first episode even. But for those of you who could stick it out, we salute you. I have been Captive Cassidy.
And I've been Johnny Tout de Sac.
Very good. We'll catch y'all later down the line.